You're watching TVC Breakfast. So, and every day, technological innovation gives people the opportunity to do and see things they probably would never have. So because of these inventions, you can now travel to destinations all over the world from the convenience of your home.
Absolutely. Now, here in Nigeria, with the virtual reality headset, you can get the best experience of Nigeria's tourist attractions from the comfort of your home. Just imagine that.
Joining us in the studio, the CEO of Skyview Communications, Femi Lawson. Thanks a lot, Femi, for joining us on TVC News. So tell us about, the prospects now of virtual tourism. Now, how it's left to you in the comfort of your own home, to enjoy scenes, beautiful scenes across the nation.
Okay, thank you very much for having me. Well, as you know, in the world at the moment, that technology is used to drive everything, and for you to get from where you are to where you want to go, you must be able to move with technology. And with all the assets we have in Nigeria, and with all the greatness we have in Nigeria, and we've not been able to communicate this asset to the world. And for this reason, we've not enjoyed the full benefit of tourism in Nigeria, because most times you get to read more of negative news than positive news. Sure. Most times, even Nigerians do not know, are not sure of the destinations that exist in Nigeria. When you tell some people, so site exists, they say, not in Nigeria. But so that's why we are coming with this innovative idea, and to say, like, okay, we can introduce destination in Nigeria to not just Nigerians, but to the world, virtually. Meaning you can watch it at the airport, you can watch it at the hotels, you can watch it in your home and on-site and all that. And this has been introduced at the TIDA conference coming up.
Okay, don't you think this virtual tourism idea is kind of related to trying to walk before you crawl? Because, Nigeria still doesn't use technology well, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I agree with you. But you see, the issue is the traffic. At the moment, tourist movement, as the statistics for 2016, was 1.2 billion. And hoping to grow to about 1.8 billion in 2030. Now, how do Nigeria partake of this? There was a statistic I read, and I said in 2016, I guess 4 million people visited Dubai in December, 1 month. Do a calculation, an average of $100.
So you're telling us that this virtual thing now is the difference now in what Nigeria is
It will make a whole
missing.
lot of difference for Nigeria, because this tool is going to be used to market Nigeria the more, give people understanding and make them see virtually by themselves that, okay, these are the assets that exist in Nigeria. These are the opportunities that exist in Nigeria. And it will move the industry, and we expect that it will also move the government. Because the idea is this. Now, we can't leave the industry to stay where the industry is at the moment. We all know that tourism is almost a great part of any country's economy now. Absolutely. And Nigeria cannot stay away. We have people losing jobs every day. We have things going on. And tourism is an easy way to get the youth employed. The assets are there. We are one of the best countries that has ecotourism. And what are we doing with all these things? If you go around the states, most of these assets are just there, not doing anything. Probably you have very few people visiting the place. But by the time we create this awareness for this to come, it will bring investors wants to come. People wants to come and take over this asset. Government, can't you see this for us? Let's manage it. Let's come to an agreement. Let's see how we can get the youth. When you seed out the tourist sites in your state or in your community, definitely that community have youth around that will be employed. And when they are employed, the states make income from taxes. So this is what we're looking at. And attraction, it's easy for you to sell anything with video. Visually, with video than any other way. because people want to see and they want to come. Exactly.
Right. All right, so we'll talk more about this, but we need to go on a short break, and then when we return, of course, we'll still be looking at virtual tourism and the potential it has to promote Nigeria's tourism.
Thank you for joining us again on TVC Breakfast. Still on this interesting discussion of virtual tourism in Nigeria and its many prospects. Now, for great wealth in the country, we are joined by the General Manager of Park Inn by Radisson, Mr. Kayode Aino. Thank you very much for coming in. Of course, Femi Lawson has already, you know, somehow wet the ground for this discussion, but we'd like to hear your own views. Perhaps if you could give us an example of how your organization, that's Park Inn by Radisson, how you're latching on now to virtual tourism and what Nigerians should know about it.
Well, lodging is one important sector of the overall tourism ecosystem. What is good for tourism as a whole is good for the hotel part of the business. The virtual tourism will actually accelerate the process because people are curious and they don't really have to leave their home to have a snippet of what is available. And like he was saying, we have all these tourism assets in Nigeria that even Nigerians ourselves are not aware of, let alone on the global scale. So this will actually create that curiosity, number one, the awareness. Oh, you know what, I didn't know this is there domestically. And then, of course, because of the scale, because of the ease of technology, you can basically spread this instantaneously much faster than you would through just other conventional means.
We talked about this some times back, and I remember asking you that domestic tourism is not even a thing yet. Partly because because Nigerians are not used to going on vacation, maybe because of their financial backings or so. So how will all this help? Because we hear, tourism is an income earner for any country, any state, but then Nigeria is not seeing the potential. Nigerians do not even see it as something they should be buying into.
Actually, Nigerians know about tourism, and it's just that we have a narrow definition of what that means. Tourism to the average person is you're going on a holiday to London or to Dubai, and it's about glitz and glamour. Movement. Yeah, it's about glitz and glamour. But that's actually, I mean, you'll be amazed, why do people from Europe and North America come on safari to Africa? So we have these things here, and we need to actually understand that you can actually make use of this because they're already here at the fraction of the cost of what we take, cost you to go abroad. I was in my village recently, about 2 weeks ago, and I took a colleague with me, and to basically look at a new hotel that somebody's in a very famous person in my village putting together. And instinctively, I asked myself, why would somebody build a hotel here? Where would the demand come from? As educated as I am in the area of that was my initial reaction. Then I thought about it. So as we were sitting around, and the gentleman I went with me said, oh God, look, here. Did you hear anything? I said, no. I said, that is the point. You can come here and have your peace of mind and not have to worry about all of the traffic. Yeah. And you just have to take him, somebody like that, to actually bring me back into really what exists here. So it's about awareness. And again, this virtual tourism thing is a way to really accelerate the process. And that's why we are really wholeheartedly partnering with Skyview on this.
All right, but Femi, let's talk about the program now. I guess it's going to be like a debut awareness now, to launch it into the country. Tell us about, what you've achieved so far, what the program seeks to also achieve further.
Okay, thank you very much. The program is TEDA, Tourism Innovation and Development Advantage, and is driven towards promoting tourism locally. And it's two ways. We want to use this conference to create awareness for the tourism sector so that tourists want to come, and at the same time to Nigerians to invest in tourism, because that's the way to go. As you know, it's a virgin land. There's nothing. You need transport. You need transportation. You need a whole lot of value chain. Why do a caterer needs to wait till the next year we are doing birthday in town when you can partner with a tour operator and do your food to provide food. You need accommodation. You need more hotels, actually.
And it's one sector that has direct impact on the people.
On the people, you understand,
right.
and all those things. And do you know the good thing about tourism? It goes as far as the community. It affects directly on the people in all those communities. But it remains untapped. One, because we discovered that a lot of us do not even know much about Nigeria, local tourism. A lot of investors do not even know about the opportunity. We have so much built this brick wall that Nigeria is this. And that is why nobody is looking in that direction.
An oil-producing country?
Exactly. And you see, the oil thing has so given us this distraction that we're not thinking about any other thing. But well, with this conference, we believe after this conference, a whole lot of Nigerians will look back because we have a whole lot of the good thing about it is the students are registering to attend this conference, businessmen, businesswomen, government are registering because we need to talk to the government. Look at this again. This tourist site, government does not have any business, anything running business. Create policies. When government create policies, give the site to individual business people to manage. You can create employment like that. Have a PPP arrangement, and it helps your government. It promotes you more. It promotes your state faster, and it reduces your dependency of this.
Especially with the diversification
exactly
drive
with
anyway
exactly,
of the
it gives you a lot of peace of mind, and it takes all those guys on the streets away. Because tourism is so interesting that our lifestyle in Nigeria is an attraction.
Okay, yes. And I was about to ask you if you would be partnering with the government on this, because it seems to be something that will help the government, you know, to make money for itself. So, so that aside, will there be an opportunity for tourist operators to interact with the government for the kind of suggestion you just made about PPP, networking on the sideline of the conference is just about come and attend and then move away?
No. The idea is we're discussing issues. We have about 6 speakers. We are discussing issues, and we expect that after we are ready to work with government on how can we do this. We already have a number of operators on our side, and we're talking already, and they are ready to even talk to government and say, this is how it goes. Now, this is just an initiative that we are introducing alongside many other initiatives that are already coming up in the industry. And the industry is very ready for government. We hope government will take advantage of this and engage individuals or partner with organizations and say, oh, this is the way to go. There is you can't, it's just the best way to go.
Absolutely. All right, but I'm sorry if I interrupted your line of thoughts. I just want to get the views of the hotel operator now. That's, of course, Kayode, I know. You said initially that, you know, and I have even been witness to it now, you know, a tour agency comes to, advertise her services, and then you say you'd rather, you know, stay here in Nigeria, explore the beauties, untapped beauties of Nigeria, but then they want you to see the outside world, and then you wonder, is it a case of, you know, missing the bigger picture now, and hopefully what virtual tourism will correct? Or is it just that, okay, well, they're a business, they're just, you know, a profit-driven organization, and that's their own channel of interest? So are they missing the point, really?
The tour operators?
Indeed.
I think they are looking at it in terms of, yes, it's a commercial aspect to it. They have to make money. But they could also make money by promoting what is locally available. Yes, the mass market of this is incredible within the domestic environment of Nigeria. People within the people who can afford to go abroad, that they have the opportunity that they can stay home and go somewhere else and still have the same, even much more satisfying experience than going outside. But the awareness is not there. So, like you were saying, Nigeria, you kind of basically look at Nigeria as this kind of through a certain limited prism and think there is nothing available here. But there are things available that they're not aware of. So what this does is to really accelerate and open and create that awareness so that people will know what is here. That's nothing that will the aim here is not to stop people from going abroad. Tourism is so wide in scope. You can go abroad this year And you can go, actually this month, you can go abroad this month, and you come back next month, you go to, to a local country somewhere else. So it's not an either or kind of situation. Okay. We can have both.
Can make the best of, enjoy the best of both worlds.
Okay, but would you say Nigeria is really prepared to open itself up to foreign tourists? Because for tourism to be effective in any country, a lot of things have to be in place. For example, infrastructure, the health sector has to be functional. We'll talk about security as well, and then public transport. But I don't want to say they are not in place really, or not well managed in the country, but you know the state of things in this country. So would you say all this really would help, as they are now, boost tourism?
Like I always say, you have to start somewhere. You can build a house, a 3-bedroom house, 4-bedroom house in Nigeria today over 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, or 3 months. Or there are some people that will have to take money from their cooperative and it take them 3 or 4 years. But the point is, buy the land, dig the foundation. Then you start the process. But if we are going to wait till everything is in place, then that will happen. And I'll go back again. Do they actually have hospitals in the safaris in Tanzania? Probably not. So the thing is, what we have here, let's start the process of using it, and then we'll build on it as time goes on. And then we have to really understand that we cannot compete, on every single scale on the glitz and glamour part of it. But there are people who equally crave the rustic environment.
The raw form of
nature. To just, people go hiking. People fly to parts of Africa to go hiking in the bushes.
But it's a sad reality that some of these, many of these, beautiful treasures now, legacies of the past now, they're begging for facelifts. As in, like, we can go on and on, even though you can still retain the rustiness of those areas now, but then give it the much needed. I hope this will correct all that.
Basically, that's what we're trying to correct. The truth of the matter is, before you want to, you have an asset, you want to invest in that asset, the way government will think, how much are we getting from this?
Right.
It's not giving anything, so nobody is paying attention to it. Now, we are drawing attention to it. It can't give you a whole lot. Pay attention to it, and don't spend your money. Just give it to people that know how to do this business, and let them do this business. At the conference, we are addressing the issue of security. We are addressing the issue of the risk that is involved. Because, we're actually talking, you have insurance, for heaven's sake. Insurance is meant to...
Well, how many Nigerians are insured?
Okay, wonderful. How many Nigerians are insured? Because there's still you need more awareness in these areas. And how many people actually know you can get insurance when you're going on tour? And these are the things we are bringing on board. We are bringing insurance and tourism. We are bringing finance and tourism. Okay. We are telling people that, okay, you can get finance for tourism as an entrepreneur and even as a tourist. Financial institutions can build product to support you when you want to go on tour. You're working for heaven's sake. You pay back over a period of time. Because you want to go on tour does not mean you have to clear your savings to go on this tour. So it's convenience. And this relaxation is part of life.
Absolutely.
So we need to promote this for us to get to where we need to go. It's a total thing. So we are addressing, there are stakeholders coming to talk on that day, to talk about the business of tourism. They've established business that they are doing very well in that area. You talk about parking by Radisson. And that's...
I'll quickly, because of time, in fact, I need to wrap up now. Are foreign participants expected?
Yeah. When we started this, we got some mails from coming. We love this. We want to come around for this. So we are expecting some foreign guests to be there.
All right, Femi Lawson, you're the CEO of Skyview Communications Limited. Thank you for coming, and of course we expect to hear more from you as you organize the conference. And then Kayode Ainyo, the General Manager of Park Inn by Radisson in Abeokuta. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much.